Sorry, we're closed.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Episode 66. I have a dear, dear friend on, and the reason why I'm recording this mere hours before it's released, because I am aggressively hungover. Guys, I welcome Marty. I haven't planned anything. I told you, I've just watching Criminal Minds all day. So yeah, I hope you have something to talk about.
No, yeah, I got some things on my mind, but I don't enjoy you. You're a terrible person to know because I just feel like shit every weekend, but I have a good time.
I think that's the first time anyone has come on my podcast and told me I don't enjoy you.
I don't like you, but you're a good friend.
How does that work?
That's how my mind goes, you know?
Yeah.
I have something just right off the top I need to talk about.
Let's hear it.
Did you know you can make your forehead smaller?
You make your forehead smaller?
Yeah, there's like a surgery. Like I was watching something. It's like if your forehead's like 9 inches, you could like make it down to 5 inches.
How?
I don't know. There's so many surgeries that you can do. It's unbelievable.
I have a good forehead. I have a solid.
You have a nice forehead. Like I have a big ass forehead.
Do you?
But like, yeah, I know. That's why I wear a hat.
You do always wear a hat.
I know. But I got long hair now too, so it flows out a little bit. But yeah, no, the foreheads can be smaller.
Are you looking into this?
No, for sure. I already got the teeth, so I could deal with the forehead.
Hey, you were telling me the pricing on the teeth during a tea time. Dear God.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. It's $2,500 a tooth.
That is how much does insurance cover? Is that zilch?
That's cosmetic.
Wow. That doesn't count as dental. It's cosmetic.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude.
Dear God.
That is a dentist.
That's insane. I didn't know. I didn't know you could do a forehead surgery. I didn't even get teeth.
Bro, like Riggs got his eye fixed, his lazy eye fixed.
I didn't know he had a lazy eye. I don't know Riggs.
It was lazy as fuck. But yeah, you can get. How do you get that fixed? Zap it or some shit?
I don't know. Oh, you're good.
He just gets electrocuted and he's looking straight ahead now. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about today.
That's good. That's good. Listen, a lot of strange things enter people's thoughts. What? A lot of strange thoughts. I am so hungover, Marty. This is going to be either the most entertaining podcast for people or the literal worst podcast ever produced. Because I'm rambling. I'm not even saying coherent things anymore.
I'm having fun though. I don't care if they don't like it. I love it.
How many cherry bombs did we do last night?
I think we did at least 9.
That's like, I was looking forward to last night because, as you know, you come to Green Rock quite often. Yeah, it's very rare that I get a night where I'm not working.
Yeah.
Where I go to Green Rock because obviously when I do go to Green Rock and manage, I also consume beverages. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times I'll just take the rest of the weekend off. Like, I'm over it. But last night, for whatever reason, Chelsea was like in on going, like you guys were in on doing round 2. So it was like a whole thing. So, we went balls to the wall for a while there.
It was, yeah. I go in sober and then all of a sudden I'm at 4 a.m. I'm eating grilled cheese and with fall asleep in my chest. That's how it goes every time at Green Rock. I don't know how you do it, man.
Listen, I've had a lot of years of practice. I am good. There's also some tricks of the trade. Like not with your table, but like when you see me like bouncing around from table to table on Friday nights.
Yeah. A
lot of times I won't we'll take cherry bombs and mine won't have liquor in it.
Oh yeah. You have to have that.
Yeah, I'd be vomiting 2 hours in if I took as many shots as everyone thinks.
Literally be dead.
Not coherent, not doing anything, not anything remotely, God, what's the word? I can't think. It's something, whatever.
I see it in your eyes. Your eyes there's like the lights are on, but nobody's home.
Nobody's home. So I told you all day. I was like, I gotta do this damn podcast. I was like, thank God Marty wants to do this. This is terrible. This is terrible. Listen, tell people who you are. You do things at Barstool. Everyone knows who you are. What else you got? You're a Yankee.
To be honest, bro, that's like, even like last night, one of your bartenders looked at me and he kept looking at me. And like, I usually know, because I'm like a regular now at Green Rock. Like, people always joke, it's like they hate going there sometimes because they have to say like Marty at the door. I'm like, yeah, that's gotta hurt. That's gotta sting your ego a little bit that you gotta say Marty's in there. And like, the bouncers now are like, they like know if I'm there or not. So if the people are just using it, I'm like, this is what I want. I want to be a regular Green Rock.
Yes, you gotta get your own code word.
Yes, we need that.
We need that, because I obviously can't announce my code word, but we got to get you one. We got to get you one at the door so people know if it's really you or not.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, he was just staring at me. It's like, where do I know you from? And like, it's always so hard to ask. Like, what am I supposed to say? I always want to say like, I'm an accountant. I don't fucking know, man.
I don't fucking know you.
I work at Barstool and I gamble. And college basketball.
You got your when did we actually meet? That was actually the one question I came on here today with. I don't remember.
I don't really remember. I remember like talking to you a little bit when you would come in streaming with Jared into the office.
Yes.
And that's how I first met you. But like, we talked for like a little bit, I think. And I think
you never streamed with us though, did you?
What?
You never streamed with us, did you?
No, I never streamed, but I would be there for like my other shit. Like, I think Blackie was there too.
Blackie was there, yes.
With you. And then I think we went out. And then I'm pretty sure I went to Green Rock once with somebody. They're like, let's go to this guy Pat Light's bar. And then I ended up just coming there every Friday now.
Yeah, I mean, it had to be gotta be Hubs, right? Hubs has been coming.
Yeah, it had to be Hubs or because Jared went like once.
Jared's been there. I think Jared's been there one time. And he didn't. I know he didn't bring you. He brought because the only Barstool guy he had with him was Hubs.
Yeah.
He didn't.
I think I just kept going, and then you're like, and then we both like to drink, so I think that we just became friends. Because I come with so many people. You're like, I forget these people's name every time. But
I know almost none of the people at your table's name.
Never.
Almost none. I know you, obviously, Za, Hubs. There's a Jack.
Yeah, there's a Jack.
Yeah. I know him. I know his face. I remember him because he followed me on Twitter.
Wait, 1 second. Actually, I'm gonna flip the script here. Have you ever had a real job?
Have you?
Yeah, that's why. Because when did you get drafted?
2012.
In college? Did you go in college?
Yeah.
What year?
I left my junior year.
And then and then how long were you in the major
just in professional baseball? I was there from 12 to 18. It got released late April of 18. So like right at the beginning of the season. And then I about a month and a half later, I bought my first restaurant.
Huh.
Yeah. That's
wild. I imagine you fucking like sitting behind a desk.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I will do anything.
That's like a thing with Barstool too, because sometimes so many people like they just come right from college into Barstool and they're like they don't know what the fuck's going on. And I think that's why other people appreciate it more, because it's like I can't go back to that life, bro.
I mean, I've never done that life, but I would prefer. What did you do before Barstool?
It's a very funny resume. So right after college, I was pyramid scheme for 1,000%.
Really?
I used to go to like outside the like social services and sell free cell phones. And all you had to do was sign up, and I would get $10 every cell phone I get someone to sign up.
That was my first job?
That was my first job, and I literally did it for a day, and I was like, my mom's like, this is a legit period, because if I get people to sign up and have people under me, I get a percentage of theirs. Like, yep, that's a pyramid scheme. So that was my first day. But then I worked at NBC Sports for a little bit, like some bullshit job that they didn't care about.
Mhm.
Then I worked for counterterrorism.
Yes, I remember you telling me that.
Yes, work counter. I literally would like go to like offices and like schools and like other people. It's called the Shield office, and I would give active shooter like presentations.
You.
Yeah, that's why we're so fucked here.
This is what America is, guys.
You know what they said, bro? You know what they said? Like when you don't know and answer someone's question, you just say, every situation's different. So
Really?
yeah.
This is the most ridiculous resume I've ever heard in my entire. You went from selling cell phones in a pyramid scheme outside social services to telling counterterrorism, and then ending up in Barstool.
Well, counterterrorism, and then my dad was a detective for 30 years
Okay.
in the NYPD. So that's how I got in. And like the head of counterterrorism, like the guy who ran it, the chief of counterterrorism, was like basically my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be like in meetings with them, like with the police commissioner and like him, and I'd like make fun of my like uncle, and people were like, "What? Don't say that. Don't say that." 'Cause like they don't talk to him like that. But I went from counterterrorism, then my mom's like, "You got to figure your life out by 25. If you don't figure it out by 25, you need a real job." Because I was like doing stand-up comedy. I faked like mad resumes.
How
What?
is stand up? Like stand-up comedy is really tough.
It's terrible. It's so hard, bro. I liked it. Like my first one, I thought I was Kevin Hart. Like I killed it. And then like my third one, I didn't get one single laugh. And you want to shoot yourself in the face.
Dude, I can't imagine trying to be a stand-up comedian. Didn't Smitty do that too?
Yeah, Smitty did it. Like I remember one time I went to, it was Dangerfields in the city, and it was like a snowstorm, and only people there that didn't speak any English. So I was just literally talking to myself. It was so bad, dude. But then and then I would fake like all my resumes and send it to like acting companies, and I was on House of Cards, Homeland, and like History Channel and like some bullshit commercials for a while. And then I was just
you were in the shows?
Yeah. I was Kevin Spacey's security guard. Secret Service.
I watched House of Cards. I don't remember seeing you in there.
Yeah, I'll send you a clip after this. I'm in 2 episodes. One of them was like I was literally right behind him, and this is before he was diddling little kids. But
yes, that's the thing.
Yeah, but yeah, my one scene, bro, it was a 30-second scene, and all I had to do was walk, and I fucked up so many times. So many times they had to stop because of me, because I would keep looking in the camera. I would go the wrong way. It was I think they started to realize we hired a fucking moron.
You got to show me the clip. And what was the other show you're in?
Homeland. And then I was like really in a History Channel one. Like it's like the real shit of Stranger Things. Have you ever heard of that?
Mm-mm.
It's called the Montauk Chronicle or Montauk Files or something like that. And it's there's a place in Montauk where supposedly our government like takes street kids and like inject them with shit and like make them their own soldiers. It's fucking wild. Like 11?
Yeah.
Like that's what supposedly our government has done.
Like it's a true story.
It's definitely like it's a conspiracy, but it's like we went to the place and like it's all blocked off. You can't go. It's sketchy as fuck. I have no idea. I just said yes to an acting thing and I realized I was playing a soldier in Montauk being like kidnapped.
Jeez.
It's wild.
And if that's true, I love Stranger Things. Although the last season I thought was
yeah.
If you could make people like that, like almost like killers, it would be insane. I don't think they would choose you.
No,
I don't think you would be on the top of the list. But maybe I don't really know. I don't know what the criteria is to pick a killer.
Well, they literally would like take kids that have like no family, like no ties. They wouldn't really know they're gone. You know what I mean?
You don't fit that build.
No, I'd be terrible too. I like wouldn't actually. I don't know. I wouldn't be terrible because like like I said, I've been a part of so many pyramid schemes. Like I just fall for shit.
Marty.
Pyramid schemes are sick, bro.
It's just the easy way to make some money.
Yeah, it's just fun to sell something you have no idea what it actually is going on.
I remember in my hometown, it was big to do with knives. Go door to door knife sales.
Bro, I think everyone has like had that like offer to do that.
I never did it.
I never did that either, but I know you're talking about because same thing with me too. It's like kids have done that.
Yeah, they come with like a rope and they show you how cool the knife can just cut right through the rope. I'm like, do you think I need a knife that can cut through a rope?
you can't lie though. It's pretty sick.
It's pretty sick. I don't need like I'm trying to cut my chicken, at dinner. I don't need something that's also going to cut through the plate that I have.
Yes. But yeah, after that, I worked at a media company for 2 years. Cox Media. It was fucking terrible.
Cox Media.
Yeah, COX. It's like a huge ass company, but like it was terrible, man.
And then isn't Barstool technically a media company?
Yeah, technically it's a media company. I think. I don't fucking know. I have another question for you.
Yeah, let's hear it.
How many people? Because I deal with it all the time. Like people DM me like, "Oh, get me a job, do this for me." How many people do you deal with of like that like coming to the bar and shit and like them that I feel like people expect you to do shit for them, like let them in, don't ever let them pay. Like
Green Rock is the most entitled group of people, both staff and customers. The most entitled group of people. It's as if I'm not running a business. Like I'm throwing a party at my house and like everyone's coming for $5 at the door and you get a cup with the keg. Like this is just not how I'm running a business, folks.
Bro, people actually, I feel like that's how people look at it. You're right.
1000%. People come in and then when I'm not able to do something for them, they're like, they get on my case. I've started to yell at customers back. I'm like, go fucking, you kidding me? Like, I had this old guy come in. He comes in every Friday for dollar beers from 5 to 8. He's an older gentleman, fairly nice. And but he comes in, he orders like maybe 4 beers. Gives the staff $5 and leaves. And he came in one time. He goes, I got to talk to you. And I'm like, all right, man. So I like walk over to him. I was like, how you been, man? He's like, I'm good, but I came here Saturday. I was like, yeah, how'd that go? And he goes, not well. I go, oh, why? What happened? And he was just like, they didn't let me in. They said you needed a reservation. I was like, oh, that's true. Yeah, you need a reservation on Saturdays. And he goes, well, like, how am I supposed to know that? I was like, I don't know. Like, look, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like
my bad. I didn't reach out to you and tell you need reservations, guy.
He starts getting on me about it. He goes, I don't have a computer and I don't have a cell phone to be able to do this. I was like, that's not my problem. Like, I was like, you want me to hold tables for you just in case you show up because I don't know if you want to reserve table or not because you don't have a phone or a computer. This guy was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. And then even so, we'll have people. I think it was this Friday. I had a table reserved for someone. It ended up going to other people, and like they're regulars, so like whatever, you try to help them, but like you get attitude about it. Like, oh, Pat, I'm here all the time. I know you're here all the time. That's why I'm doing this. You're moving because I give you things. You guys get shit here, so you're going to move when I need you to move. But then they give me attitude about it. It's very frustrating, Marty.
I understand because people, for some reason, they just think that like him, and I feel like so many people like think they know you too. Like they like, oh yeah, we're great friends. I could guess at whatever I want, and it's like, no, dude, like you just can't do that.
I remember the guy from Red Bull, Nick. I know you might actually know. I don't even know if I introduced you guys.
I remember you. You kind of did, but
he walked outside once just to take a phone call. And he said that there had to be at least 13 to 15 people come up to the door say that Pat, I know Pat, can I go in? And it's just like, no, you can't. And that's why we have these code words. Like, it's because people will be like, okay, call him. Oh, I don't have his number. Oh, you can't. bad start. That's a really bad start.
Literally can't do that.
No.
That's why it's funny when I come up to the door, because like when it's like someone that I don't know, they're like, it's like, doesn't matter, you don't know, you know him. I was like, I swear to God, I know it probably. I was just can you go get him? I'll call him. And you're like, yeah. It's like, all right, because they probably get it all fucking day.
Well, yesterday you showed up and I had texted you because I wanted to go through the kitchen. So,
wow, I didn't see that.
Yeah, you're terrible at texting.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, but I wanted you to go through the kitchen. Then all of a sudden, a bouncer comes and grabs me and goes, "Hey, there are two people outside. Are you waiting for them?" And like, I don't want to show my face, because if I show my face, then and maybe they are regulars or what have you. Now I feel obligated to let you in.
Yep.
And because I'm a nice person,
I feel bad. Yeah.
So what am I gonna say? No, sorry, shut the door. I go out there. So I don't know if you actually saw this, but actually, I'm almost positive you didn't. You know when you're walking into Green Rock and you have the windows right there, right? On the left side, because the curtains are closed, on the left side, I just like peeked my head around the curtain to see who it was that was out there saying my name. And then it was you. I was like, oh yeah. They're good. Let me
come in. No, yeah, I didn't see that. Dude, that's like what people with Barstool too, bro. Like I get so many DMs every day. It's like, bro, if I swear to God I'm funny, I'll do so much. I'm like, dude, that it doesn't like work like that. We're at an age now where like you can literally not say anything, just tag me in like videos that you do or like something funny, and that's how you get a job. Like I got lucky. I don't know what to tell you. I sent an email drunk as fuck to Barstool for Barstool Idol about like, because in House of Cards, Kevin Spacey like asked me how I peel my bananas, like on the side. It was very odd, and I was like, he does it from the bottom. There's no strings. It's actually it's quite.
Yeah, I do it from the bottom too.
It's great advice, to be honest.
Yes.
2 weeks later, he came out with that other news and made a lot more sense. But yeah, I like sent a drunk ass email and I went to Barstool Idol and I fucking lost. But like nowadays, dude, you could just do so much shit. Like there's so many people that aren't like involved with anyone. They fucking blow up on like TikTok or YouTube or anything, bro.
Yeah. You don't really need to be Barstool. I think we've talked about this. Barstool is like a fast forward button. If you're good, they'll make you known very much more rapidly than you will on your own. But at the end of the day, there's parts of it like I don't like listening to people. So like, especially like you get into this setting. I'm not saying this is what happens at Barstool, but you get into like a corporate setting where I better like respect you as my boss. Otherwise, I'm not going to want to take your advice. Like when you tell me to do something, I'm going to go no, and that's bad. I did it in baseball. Like when pitching coaches come up to me and tell me something, they said they would tell me to do something. I'm just like, no, that's not good advice. That's terrible.
Didn't you do that with in the Pirates? Like
Pirates.
What?
I got after it with the Pirates. Yeah,
because I think was it Jameson Tyon that was just telling us that like you like didn't want to show out your splitter or something to them.
He called it. He talked about which I actually was surprised he remembered. He called it Splitty Nash. Because we used to, me and this other guy, AJ Schugel, he had a great changeup. My splitter was really good. So it was like Splitty Nation, Combi Nation, which Combio is, that you should know. You're a professional baseball player. I had a thing. They were big on analytics, and I had a thing where I told one of the guys to go get me like my splits on my splitter. So, lefty righty stuff, what are people batting off me versus what people bat off my fastball, things like that. Right. And I was losing my fastball command. I was all domed up and I just couldn't do it anymore. And then I felt like I was throwing 100-mile-an-hour fastball that could kill someone because I didn't know where it was going anymore. So I was trying to throw other things. Like that's what they're doing right now at Glass now out in Tampa. Like there's a reason why he's throwing a cutter now in majority of time rather than his fastball, because his fastball goes everywhere.
Yeah.
So anyway, I did that, and my numbers with my splitter. I think people were batting like 290 off my fastball, like something crazy. And my splitter, people were batting. I think lefties were batting like 110 off my splitter, and righties or left, whatever it was batting like 087. Like, it was just stupid numbers. So I was like, fuck my fastball. Like, I'm gonna throw my splitter all the time.
Maybe never throw a fastball again.
Never, dude. I went out there the first time I did it. I threw like 90% splitters and struck out all 3 guys in the inning. I was like, figured this one out. Here comes the big leagues.
Cy Young right now.
Here we go. And
wait, when did you lose control? Like, when did that happen of your fastball? Like, when you just like, because it just happens. I don't know. You can't explain it. It just 2015
with the Red Sox. Yeah, 2015. I just moved to a reliever. I was throwing like way harder. So like used to be back in the day, I would throw like 91, like 93 miles an hour. And then like if I got like an 0-2 fastball up in the zone or something like that, I just throw 100.
Mm-hmm.
And then they moved me to the pen and it was like, hey, we want you to throw 100 all the time. And it wasn't sustainable. Like I should have dialed it back to gain control of the fastball. Like I look back at my career now and I'm just like, I wonder why I lost control. And I realized that I was throwing way hard. Like I was not supposed to control. Like you don't see any guys throwing 100 with Greg Maddox's command.
No,
it just doesn't happen. So like I should have dialed it back, and I probably would have played a little bit longer. There was some coaches that hurt me as well. But yeah, it was.
There's always fucking coaches that they think they know more.
Save situation in Gwinnett, which is AAA for Atlanta. And I hadn't blown a save yet. I'd just been moved to a closer role like 3 months earlier. I played like a month and a half in AA, got immediately promoted to AAA. The Red Sox sucked that year, so they were already talking about bringing me up. And I blew a save in Gwinnett after like 2 walks and like a couple hits, like ground balls through the holes. It wasn't good hits. And my coach talked to me like the next day for like 45 minutes, and the only thing we talked about were walks. And from that point on, like I was teetering, like I was still like my fastball command was like So I wasn't like locked in right now, but from that point on, I lost it. And
just
then
nothing
home. I was going up there being like, who the hell knows where this is going to go? And then I went to winter ball and played with Alex Cora out in Puerto Rico, regained it a little bit, enough to make it to the big leagues in 2016 and pitched that year in 16. And then I went to the Pirates, and the Pirates went back. They stopped like having so much faith in it. So like they got me back to teetering, and then they traded me to Seattle, and Seattle is a fucking nightmare of an organization. And you're seeing some of it right now being played out in front of everyone.
I mean, they're the worst. It's a terrible organization.
They have guys like a farm director or something like that was like who like never played past like middle school baseball, but he coached a community college once or some shit like that. I was like, this is the guy you hired, and I'm supposed to listen, take pitching advice from this guy? Get the hell out of here.
True.
It's unbelievable. So anyway, yeah, they were terrible. And then I just spiraled hard. That's when did I ever tell you I started drinking in the bullpen?
No.
I used to bring a scotch out with me on days I was live. And if I thought I was going to pitch, I'd have the scotch to calm my nerves. I sucked so bad to calm my nerves and let me throw. I actually stopped walking people, but instead of throwing 95, I was throwing like 88.
You're pitching drunk.
I know. So that didn't work out. And then my last game ever was like the biggest yips game of my life. Got home. Went back to Tacoma. They released me, and I was like, see ya.
You just knew it.
Yeah, I'm going to go buy Green Rock.
Hey, it's worked out for you.
Yeah, you don't quite make as much money at Green Rock as you do in Major League Baseball, but listen, we're living.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, bro. Like, some organizations really, really do suck, and no one knows it unless obviously like you're in it. Like even I would talk to. Oh fuck! Did my mic just go out?
Yeah, you're back now.
All right. I was talking, this is going to sound crazy, but I was in Florida and I was talking to Jose Batista, right? I was playing Topgolf because one of my good, like, best friends was Stroman's manager, and like they lived together, and we just go out with them all the time. And he's a crazy person, Stroman. But He's a great guy. I love, like, he always great to me. It's crazy a little bit, but we're playing Top Golf and Jose Batista. I'm like, I should not be here. It's like Stroman, Devin Travis, fucking Devin Travis is the man. But we're just talking. He's like, yeah, the Blue Jays, like, they kind of don't like when you're likable almost. Like, they don't like when like you're an outspoken person and like have a little bit of like edge to you, or like Stroman and Batista, like they almost like want to squeeze you out because then they have to pay you.
Yeah.
Which is like crazy to think about. It's like you think you'd want that in an organization, but you don't. And then he said they do a lot of shady shit to Blue Jays, but I have no idea.
A lot of organizations do. It's crazy the things. I remember when I was playing in Boston, I was in high A for the Red Sox, and remember when all the real big concussion stuff was coming out about the NFL.
Yeah.
So it was about like 2014. It's similar time where it had like a spike and people were talking about it. And all of a sudden one day, like my agent was Scott Boras, and Scott's rule was anything they ask you to sign, just take a quick picture to us, send it to us, and we'll let you know. He's like 99% of the time, it's just normal stuff. And we just say, yeah, go ahead and sign it and move on, right? This time, so I just did it. They handed something out, and I was like, I'm sending this out. So like now I'm getting shit in the clubhouse because guys are like, bad. Oh, Boris guys can't sign anything. Like, you kidding me? Like, blah, 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 like giving me shit. Scott came back, not Scott himself. My guy with Scott goes, wait, hold on. This has to go to Scott. If Scott's involved, it's a big deal.
Yep.
So I was like, I went to my trainer who was doing the whole thing, and I was like, hey, just so you know, like, apparently, like, Scott is going to get involved in this. And he's like, wait a minute, what? And so now the ball is rolling. I'm uncomfortable because I'm a high A baseball player. I shouldn't be making stirs like this.
No.
And what they had late, they sent to their legal team. They got the Players Association involved because they were trying to get minor league guys to sign away their rights so they couldn't sue Major League Baseball after they're done playing if stuff like the concussion stuff came up post their careers.
That's fucking wild.
Because
like, not reading your contract.
Your mic went out again. I can hear you, but your mic went out.
You know you're not reading your contract.
No. So and the entire team signed it. I was the only one sitting there not signing it. And our Boston's farm director was in town. So like, you don't want to, all of a sudden he's calling me into his office. I'm like, I don't want to be doing this.
Yeah.
And I was like, you guys better be right about this. And again, it came back. The trainer ended up apologizing to me. The farm director apologized to me because they didn't know that this came from like John Henry. Like, this came from the dogs. So they were all like just as upset as I was. Well, I really wasn't that upset, but just as upset, that this had happened. And they felt like I remember the trainer told me that I felt used. I felt like they were using me to get you guys to sign away your rights because we trust him. And it was a whole big thing. It ended up the trainer ended up like going to the clubhouse and shredding them, all the ones that people had signed, started shredding them.
I like that guy.
Dude, it became a real thing, and I was in the forefront of it.
And you were just the start of it. You caused a lot of problems for them.
I stir the pot like you wouldn't believe. And this is probably why I'm out of baseball and not bringing a bar.
Yes, for sure.
I'm a pot stirrer. I enjoy doing it, but I find myself in these situations a lot, and I just don't want to be there.
It's like, don't even know how you got into it, but you find yourself there a lot.
I said same thing happened in Pittsburgh. Spring training, they asked me to do the Omega Wave. What's his face was talking about Italian or James. Yep. And I said I know. Like, I was uncomfortable about it, and they like pressured me into it. And like, next thing you know, there's a fucking meeting with the entire organization in the clubhouse about what they did to me. Like,
and is that when Garrett Cole stood up for you?
Yeah, I remember I told you I didn't tell you. I may have told Hubs, but I was like taking a nap, and I got woken up by my phone going off, and I didn't know the number, but I answered it, and he's like, Pat. I was like, yeah. Was like, it's Garrett. I was like, Cole? It's like, yeah. I go, hey man, what's up? He's like, hey, so I hope I'm not bothering you. I was like, no, can't bother me. Literally anything you need right now.
Shoot up my apartment. You wouldn't bother. I'd be okay. I'm sorry, Garrett.
I'm sorry. But yeah, so he called me, and then it turned into a whole thing. some of the veteran guys were like going around the clubhouse, like taking down their like the strength staff stuff for like.
Was this in like the middle of the season?
No, this is spring training. I'd been there for a week. And it's now Pat's in the forefront again of this stuff. And I'm just like, you know what? There's no way this team's going to like me after this.
You ever think about like it's like me now, like I have some, like I've regularly talked to like these athletes that I like have always like looked up to, and like they're the coolest people. Now I'm like legit just friends. But like, you ever look like you should not be a person that's been talking to Garrett Cole?
Yes.
Like, I know I shouldn't be FaceTiming Terrence Ross about NBA Top Shot. Like, that just should not be a thing.
Yeah, I think about it all the time too. And people talk to me about stuff, and I'll say things like about Mookie Betts. Like I have one story about Mookie where he drove my golf cart into a lake, and I'd be like telling the story, and I would like, because it's Mook. Like I came up with that guy in the minor leagues. I know Mookie, and I was just like, yeah, Mook was doing this. Like Mook, I was like Mookie Betts, and they're like, what? How are you? And then in back of my head, I'm like, that's true. And he might be one of the best baseball players of all time. And I'm just, casually talking about him. I was like, that's weird. I own a
like literally like Mike Trout, Mookie Betts. Like we were talking, I do it all the time too. We don't like, I don't look, I just like, that's just my boy, and it's like, but then you're talking to my friend who's grew up with me, knows I'm an idiot. It's like, dude, that's not a normal thing. Like Kevin Hayes just scored a goal. He shouldn't be texting you about the word naked and baked, or it's the same word, but one different letter.
Very true.
Just like Kansas and Arkansas. It makes zero sense.
It doesn't make any sense. It's true. But yeah, right, man. It's crazy. The world. I mean, I was looking at your before. I was looking at like how many followers you have on Instagram and Twitter. Which, by the way, you need to start posting about me more often. So I didn't. But you got. I mean, what do you have on Twitter? You have like 250,000.
Twitter, I got. Let me see. 208.
108.
208.
208. And Instagram like 118.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
I'm over here. I got 25. I'm like, yeah, that's right. And then I'm talking to Marty, and I'm like, motherfucker, I gotta start posting more TikToks.
I don't even know. Like, I look at it sometimes like because I forget a lot, because I really am like, people always think like Marty's got a shtick. That's my struggle right now. Everyone's Marty's pretending to be dumb. Marty's doing this. It's like it's almost like nice though, because you must think I'm really fucking smart to try and pull all this off for 2 years now, just to pretend to be dumb. But like, I sometimes look, I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. Because that's another misconception. When I first started at Barstool, I was like, I'm gonna get so many followers. I had like 8,000 followers for the first 6 months. Like, I had nothing going for me at all. I can't write. I'm a terrible writer. They actually asked.
Blog at all?
No, I actually blogged once 3 days ago about Mr. Krabs being a scumbag. That's my blogging. But I like, you thought like when you get Barstool behind you, people are like, oh, I'm just gonna follow him. Not the case. Not the case at all. Because we weren't even as big as we are now when I first started. But they asked me, one guy asked me to be a producer. He's like, I don't think it's really working. The content side is not really working for you. Do you want to be like a producer? I like was making a transition into it.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I literally like, what?
What took off for you?
To be honest, it was 1 month. It was actually in February. I fought in Rough and Rowdy and won. And then after Rough and Rowdy, I like exposed this ref of like fucking, the buzzer went off and they didn't even look at it, and they scored a basket, and like the something with the spread was fucked up and I lost. So I deep dove into it, and I got the NCAA like change a rule. And like, that is when everything went nuts. And then, to be honest, I would sit 3 days a week in my basement in my mom's house and just literally sit there with my bird for 8 hours, just streaming gambling. And like I kind of like grew this little base of people that's always coming. It's like crazy. My bird flew into the wall, like crazy shit was happening. And then it just blew up from there. Barstool's a weird place too. Like when you get a little bit of likeness, you go on every show.
Really?
Like when you're new, like every show is asking you to come. Like I went on Coley's podcast, Mixtape was my first one, and then like more people hear about it because they're like, it is like it's even like someone that's listening now like doesn't know who I am. Like they're just like there's so many facts that they just learned, and it's like you need to learn more. And then I don't know, it was fucking crazy how fast it happened too. Because again, I thought I was gonna have no followers and be a producer. I was cutting up audio for podcasts. I had no idea what I was doing.
You're, you know, I always said like the guys that have come to Green Rock, right? Like you've been there, Jared's been there, Hubs is there, Big Ev. I'm trying to think who else. Dana's been there.
Glenny.
Glenny's
a regular now.
Glenny loves the place. Za's been there. I'm trying to think if anyone else has been, but I always say like who I get asked for a lot because now people associate Barstool with me now. I think a lot of people think I work there. I don't work there. But so they start asking me. I always said that I get asked for the most, obviously, like Dave.
Yeah.
Once, hey, I've never met Dave once in my life, so I don't. You guys, let me just call him up. Be like, hey, why don't you come to Green Rock, take some cherry bombs?
Imagine Dave taking cherry bombs out of Green. He would leave so fast. He makes too loud. Actually, he's a club guy, so he probably would love it.
He's a club guy?
He's a huge club guy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But he goes to the clubs where it's like he's sitting next to Tyga. Like,
yeah. I ever tell you I was to a club once right after I was done playing for Minnesota. My brother was the strength coach for the Lakers, so I hopped on a plane and flew to LA after our season, and I went and had a weekend of fun. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I went out to this as I pulled some Boris Connects and got myself into what's the name of this club? I can't remember, the Warwick.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there. First off, you want to hear? Let's dive into this story, Marty. I don't know how long we've been podcasting for, but we got to do this. Often. I like you, but I pull into the club, right, and huge line down the thing, and I get like a black Escalade to drive us over there. Like it's like the whole spiel.
You did the whole thing,
of course. And I pull up, and you see everyone online immediately pulls out their camera to see who's coming out of the black Escalade. No one spectacular, guys, just me. But so we walk in, and then this girl who's walking us to our table goes, by the way, do you remember the what's the name of the show? It was like the Travis Kelce Love Show. He did like a reality TV show. What did you say?
I watched it. Yep.
You did watch it. Like
I watched it.
Yeah, I forget what it was called. But anyway, so I did that or whatever. And they go, by the way, there are like 10 girls at your table from this show. This is the direct quote. Whenever you're done with them, just tell us and we'll bring you a new 10. Swear to you. I was like, what do you mean done with them?
What am I gonna do?
It's like I'm in a club. What are you talking about? So they were
really, I'm not even able to hear them.
So I was like, okay, that was really uncomfortable. But all right, I don't know what people do at this place, but I'm coming to have a few.
Do I have to fuck all of these girls?
So I sit down at the table. The girls introduce themselves to me, whatever. I don't care. Which, by the way, they watch to see who puts the credit card down, because that's who they're going for. It's all about the moolah. So anyway, I look to my right. The table to my right was Kendra Wilkinson.
Okay.
And all of them. Not the table directly to my left, but the table over from that was Leonardo DiCaprio. And I was just like, where am I? I played for the Minnesota Twins.
And yeah, that's also true. The Minnesota Twins is even funnier.
I'm a middle reliever for the Minnesota Twins who just pulled off an 11 ERA. Like, why am I here?
Wait, who were you there with that you knew?
My brother, and that's it. My brother and like our boys, like some of my friends. So we're like there with like 5 guys. I'll show you the picture when we get offline of the crew that I'm with. But
that's because that also like that's a problem that Dave has. Like, well, it's not a problem, but like he'll go to a club sometimes and it's just like him and like 10 girls. He has no buffer zone. Like he's just gotta talk. I need a buffer zone to go out. Like I need someone like I'm comfortable with just to be like I can just talk not like anything to if I don't. So I'm not like on my phone or I have to keep a conversation with someone for 2 hours. I can't do that.
No, so I wouldn't enjoy that myself because I don't want to talk to them the whole time.
Yeah, no.
I don't want that. I'd want my friends there, and then I'll have the girls there. Yeah. So I just remember this and being that was. I mean, it was a really fun night. I actually brought my luggage to the Warwick and took left Warwick like 4 a.m. Had a 6 a.m. flight back to Hoboken or Newark Airport, but to get to Hoboken because the off season and. It was a phenomenal flight, but the two rows behind me was Anne Hathaway.
Wait, Anne Hathaway's flying Delta?
Yes. I was like, wait, was that Catwoman right there? What the hell is happening?
That's the more shocking news that she's flying Delta.
Yes. I was like, what is like, where am I? And because the way I found out was because there was a baby crying, and I turned around and it's this guy trying to do it. And I was like, the mom's not doing shit. And I'm just like, all right, well, whatever. And then I look at the mom being like, what are you? I didn't like give her like a dirty look. I'm not giving Anne Hathaway a dirty look, but I looked at the mom and was just like, what's going to happen here? And I was like, wait a minute. Is the mom Anne Hathaway? It's like mind blown. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm going to Green Rock. Like, I'm over this. Like, this is unbelievable.
Oh, that is a wild weekend right there.
Wild weekend. And then I kept the party going in New York City. And again, it was like I saw Leonardo DiCaprio again. And we're like, oh, by the way, at that party at the Warwick, the lady brings me to Leo's table. And it's like it's Leo wearing that like old school newspaper boy hat that I thought that was just a shtick on his movies. Nope. He does it. So I'm like standing at the table. And like the way these things have worked in my past have always been the person bringing me to the table is the intro. I don't go up to Leo myself and be like, hey, I'm Pat. You know, I throw a lot of splitters in my spare time, but you're supposed to make the intro. She didn't make the intro. So now I'm just standing there and I'm like, well, why are you not introducing me? And so his couple of Leo's friends come over to me and are like talking to me like, oh, that's cool. That's sick. You play for baseball, like blah, 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 like chatting me up and all that stuff. And then that conversation kind of dies and the girl never introduced me to Leo. So I was just like, I'm not standing there uncomfortably. No, that's not what I'm there for. So I walked. That's
like the worst type of people too. Like when you go up to someone, like when they're like, oh, Marty, what's going on? And then it's like 10 minutes later, you're still there. It's like, all right, what's going on here?
Yeah. It was a wild ride.
Essentially, you're just best friends with Leo.
That's what I tell people.
I mean, you should. You were at 2 clubs with them.
Technically, I always say that I drank with Leonardo DiCaprio, which by the technical definition, I did.
For sure. You for sure did.
I for sure did.
Do you think being a middle reliever, above average pitcher is probably one of the best jobs to have because you don't have to deal with like you're not really a celebrity. You kind of you could just do whatever you want, make millions of dollars, and like no one really know exactly who you are unless you're like a diehard fan of the team.
I mean, it depends what your goal is. If you don't want to be, I mean, everyone talks about what the best job in sports is backup quarterback, right? Or third string, you're making a bank just to stand there with an earpiece.
Yeah, Blake Bortles right now has one of the best jobs.
Yeah. And it's not even close. But it depends what you're looking for. Like, there's a lot of people out there that want that fame. Like, I push hard on social and stuff like that because I think it's a good place to make some extra money.
For sure.
But like, I think a lot of people, specifically, I see a lot of these young kids getting huge on TikTok. I'm like, you got, and then all of a sudden, like the D'Amelios, right? Charlie and Dixie, right? As big as it gets. And like they were normal girls, you know, when I first saw them on TikTok for the first time, and now they got these like weird streaks in their hair. Like all of a sudden, like, are you like what path are they about to go down right now? They were just normal girls that danced. Well, Dixie's horrible at dancing, but just normal girls, and now all of a sudden they're wearing like weird streaks. They look like they're so LA now. It's like weird.
Bro, it happens even like sometimes it happens at like a little bit of Barstool, because most of the time it's like we really don't have many talents. And it's weird because when you get a following, you do kind of feel like cool. It's like everyone says they don't want to be famous, they don't want to deal with it. That's a lie. I don't care what you want to like. No matter what, you would want to be famous. Like that's just a lie. But once you get like your first like when the people like coming up to you, you're like, you kind of got a little bit of an ego, but then like you gotta smash it away. I remember at one point I just said something and I was like, nope, done. I gotta take the ego out back because people are gonna hate me. Yeah. But people sometimes can't get rid of it. They feel entitled, and that's the problem.
It's green rock.
I don't think it's very hard to be a nice fella.
I don't think it is either. Like you talk about some people, me and you have spoken about, people that are quite famous that are very egotistical. Like, I don't think if I ever got to that level of fame that I would just be like an asshole to people. Like I think I'd still be normal to people. I think it's so literally easy just to be like normal and nice to people and like just take care of them. You don't have to be I don't need to be in your business all day being like, hey, you okay? Like, not like that shit. Being like, just be normal. I don't get why people can't do that. Like, don't think you're better than anybody else. Yeah, I don't get it either. I don't get why people are like for example, I won't say that. Well, actually, well, it was because it was the day Jared was there. It was Jared and we had like a group. There was a group there. And a couple of the girls that had come with Jared had bigger, they're nice girls, but they were kind of feeding into that, ego world. And I remember they said they came up to me and asked me to kick someone out because they were taking pictures of them. And I was just like, I mean, they're allowed to take pictures of things at the bar. Yeah. I'm not going to kick someone out for that. And then later someone got aggressive with it. So I did kick that person out. But like it was just so weird to me that I was like, your following is purely social media. This person's following is purely social media because she posts her bum on Instagram all the time. And guys like that. So you gain a following, but like what's your ego? You don't have skills.
Exactly. It's even if you did have skills though, I don't care. It's like, and yeah, if they're like coming up to you, like sticking a phone in your face, like, yeah, you could ask that. But like people do it all. Like, and if someone asks you a picture, you just take it, be nice and go. You have no idea. That's another cool thing. Like some people reach out being like, I listened to this, they had a terrible day and it turned me around. List like that's the cool shit. Yeah. That's the stuff I do like because like you never know what the fuck's going on. But that's why I hate people with egos where it's like, dude, you have 200,000 followers. Okay. What the fuck does that do for me? It's like, yeah, people know you. Good. Yeah. But just have a conversation.
Yes, it is. And people, I mean, people will always be like that. But it's the nature of the business when you get some of these people that get these followings and are assholes about it. And it's not, I mean, you had a few pictures yesterday at Green Rock.
Yeah. I mean, I do it a lot, but I also, cause I'm still like, I can't believe this person actually wants a picture of me. Like, it's just...
Are you confusing me with someone else?
Yeah, like, I know myself. I am not, like, you don't want to like me. Just unfollow me. I'm not sure what...
Isn't it weird, though, when people, like, come and ask for your picture? Like, I've had it happen to me at Green Rock a couple times, and it's uncomfortable. I don't like it.
I'm so used to it now, but like the worst is actually the ones where they just stare at you and look at their phone like, all right, maybe that is him. And they keep staring at you. And it's like, just ask or just be like, just stop looking at me. Because you see the eyes and then you don't want to sound like you have an ego, like that guy knows who I am. It's like that guy just staring at me.
Yes, exactly. Have you ever, again, this might just be a baseball thing. But have you ever had someone ask to take a picture with you accept, and then they pull up their phone to take a picture of just you?
Yes.
How uncomfortable is that?
The big thing that happens to me is that they have their girlfriend or whatever take a picture of me with the person, and then right after they videotape me like dance monkey, like say something. Yes. It's like, hey, tell me a bet or tell me this. I'm like, I'll do it. I don't give a fuck, but it's just like awkward. Yes. But the one good thing is when you meet someone, you could say something not funny at all. They'll laugh. Doesn't matter. Like, I know it's not funny, but like, they just die laughing.
Yes. No, I
just say bastard or rat. No, they just shit themselves.
You love those. You call me like a rat bag or something. You called me something ridiculous the other day, and I was like, what?
Yeah, no, that's when you know I like you. When I start really going out, like dude, it's just funny adding bag to anything is so funny. Like rat bag, schmo bag, fucking can bag. It's just funny.
A lot of bags. Marty.
I just love the bags.
As you are a special human being.
I'm such a simple person. Yeah. I don't think I was thinking I was doing an ad today for one of my podcasts. And like one of the things it said was like the average person in like the 60s would buy 25 things a year. And now it's like 7, like not including food, just like buying things.
Okay.
I don't buy anything.
Yeah, I don't think I do either.
I just realized like I don't like many things. Like I don't like people love getting shoes. People love like getting clothes all the time. Like I just wear whatever I have. I don't think I buy anything. The last thing I bought was I buy those Top Shots, the NBA Top Shots.
What are those? You mentioned them earlier. I don't know what they are.
It's like it's virtual trading cards for the NBA. It's fucking crazy. I bought a $9 pack and people have gifted me. So I spent $9. They're worth $1,000 already. It's crazy. It's like the new thing, dude. It's taken off. Like fucking Logan Paul's, it's called DFW or something, or I don't know, bro. There's so many crypto things and so many things that I don't understand that I'm just trying to make money off of.
Yeah, I know Logan Paul's. I saw a video today with Logan of Pokemon cards.
Yeah, he's Pokemon. He sold something the other day for $3 million.
God bless him.
And people call him dumb. It's like you don't make that money, and like people like with social media, like everyone thinks they could do it. It's way more than you think.
Oh my! Honestly, man, I put a lot more effort in the last like year and a half or so. Hey, it is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And then I don't post a TikTok one day and I feel like I'm an asshole. Like, yes. Well, you even try, Pat?
But then like Instagram too, like now, like, cause I remember before, like when I didn't work for Barstool, if you posted like one post every other day or something, that's way too much. Like you don't want to be like, if I had to post 5 things in a week, I'd be like, this guy's annoying me. But now I know I have to, and I almost feel bad when I have to post.
I actually saw a TikTok of yours before we came on while I was waiting for you. It was hilarious. Oh, you were giving, you were the Chick-fil-A guy giving the finger.
Yeah. That's why I like TikTok, because I could do my humor, like what I think's funny, and just throw it, and I don't give a fuck. It's just TikTok.
The crazy thing about TikTok, and this is why I'm cool posting that constantly, is because they don't just send it to your followers like Instagram does. They send it out, and Instagram does that now with Reels. But they like your TikTok could take off, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now.
Yes.
It's like I woke up the other day with a Reel, and the Reel is, that's why I know Reels are doing the same thing, because all of a sudden I got a notification from Reels like, oh, your Reel just hit 50,000 plays or views, and I was just like, the one I just posted, that was horrible. It's like,
Reels is,
wasn't it?
Reels is great. Like if you like want Instagram growth, like that shit.
Yes.
Like even like those small little gambling videos get over 100,000 views, and like they're not that funny. They're not anything, and it's just like people love it though. That makes no sense.
No, well, the thing was, I was that guy Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V.
Yeah.
He always said that when someone like Instagram, something as powerful as Instagram, like comes out with like a new feature, use it, because they're going to try to the people that are using it, they're going to try to promote. So like you'll get way further out just by doing. I used to post like the first times Reels came out, and I posted a couple of Reels. It would get like 10,000 views in a matter of like a minute.
So fast. Like that's what I think TikTok did, bro. I think TikTok, it took off so much because normal people were getting on. And I think that like when you first start, they like blew your shit up. So you're like, I can be so famous. Yes. And then it just stops. But I think that's what they did, because a couple of my first ones got like millions of views. I'm like, I'm going to be the most famous man alive. And then now I get like 8,000 views.
There's nothing worse. I had a TikTok once. It was so embarrassing. I posted it, and a lot of times you put effort in these TikToks or like these views, and then it does terrible, and you're like, I'm almost 30, Pat.
You sit yourself down, look yourself in the mirror. You're 30, Pat. You're 30. Stop posting these TikToks.
You're a ring light, Pat. Like, can you please can you please do something better with your life? But it's
ones that you don't put effort in blow up.
I know, Marty. I know. I put an effort into one of these, and you look back after like, let's say you post it, and then you look back like maybe 5 minutes later to check like the views and see how it's going. And I look back after 5 minutes once, and it was at 0. I closed the app and everything. I was like, oh, that's gotta be wrong. Closed the app, came back, refreshed, 0.
Even your followers didn't want to look at it.
So I remember going back like later, coming back like 20 minutes later, and it was still at 0. I was like, TikTok has told me this is shit. You absolutely never post something like this again.
I fucking love it. I would have deleted it so fast. I would have deleted the app. I would have quit everything if I saw 0.
It's so embarrassing. And that's the thing is like TikTok, I only have like, I don't know how many followers I have on TikTok, but I have a very small amount. Like I post, like I am so more incentivized to post on Instagram, because my same like TikTok and Reel, my TikTok will get me like, let's say 1,500 views, something like that, and then my Reel will go get like 30,000. And I'm like, why am I even bothering with TikTok?
Yeah. TikTok's so fucking frustrating, dude.
It is frustrating. I actually have a couple good ones in my drafts. I should post later. Is Sunday a good day to post? I haven't posted on Sunday.
It's also addicting too, because you just know it could blow up, and it's like, I could be on TikTok for fucking hours, dude.
I know. I woke up one day and I had like, I had 500 new followers and something this and like whatever it was. One of my TikToks did really well, and I was just like, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for.
You walk around with such a bit different aura that day. You're like, man, I'm so fucking funny.
I'm a man. Walk out into my kitchen, be like, Sean, my brother's name's Sean. Sean, I'm famous. It is. I'm done. I'm done with this life. I'm going to move to the penthouse. Yeah. I'll see you later.
Bro, I got to be honest. I totally forgot we were on a podcast. I legit did. I was like, something just hit. I was like, why do they have a mic in front of his face? Shit, that's why, dude, when you go into a podcast with no plan, it's better sometimes.
I had reviews on my podcast. I actually have a good amount of reviews on it. I'm pretty happy about it. But this lady, I assume her username was Pod Woman, and she gave me a 1-star review. And she said, similar to this podcast, she said like no structure, just talks and that's going for no real plan of why he's talking about this. And I was like, maybe I should sit down and write something now.
You have to really, really hate something to sit down and write a review about someone's podcast.
I agree. I'm happy she gave it a chance. I'm curious. Like, I doubt any of my like the people on my followers on Twitter and Instagram, I doubt any of them, which is the majority of the people listening to my podcast, will come over and give me a bad review. So I'm curious how this lady found my podcast and hated it so much that she decided to leave a bad review.
I always wonder that. Like, how did she stumble upon your podcast?
Yeah, I don't know if there's like a discovery page on Apple Podcasts. I don't think there is. I mean, I'm not I don't really use it, but yeah, I don't know how she came across mine.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so funny too. Like different platforms. Like, first of all, this new Clubhouse shit. People love me. Like Clubhouse, people love me. Instagram, they like me, but they think I'm the worst gambler in the world, which I am. Twitter is a dumpster fire. Go kill yourself. I love you. Either one. Mm-hmm. And then like YouTube is such a different. They don't really know Barstool. Like the different audiences are crazy on each app. But bro, Clubhouse, I fucking love it.
Like I told you, I was on it today. I wish I wasn't so hungover for it.
I know it's tough, but it's nice that you could go on Twitter too when you're on it.
You can do anything.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know can you still talk while you're going through your phone?
Yeah.
Okay, that's huge.
Because I literally like on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I just get high as a bird and talk like all the thoughts, like the forehead thought, like any thoughts, and for like 2 hours. And people just it's a no judgment free zone. There's no wrong answers. It's unbelievable.
Interesting. I'm gonna come to Tuesdays and what?
Tuesday, Thursdays.
I'm gonna come into one of those.
Yeah, and that's the best part. You could just stay on and it's like you just chime in. It's great.
If Green Rock wasn't so loud, a Clubhouse while drinking at Green Rock would be epic.
Absolutely electric.
It would be absolutely electric. The things that are said there probably might get us in trouble too. But it is, or if we brought it down to the alley doing it during a tea time.
Oh my! I might just do it next week. Just do a podcast that maybe won't see the light of day, but it'll be funny as fuck.
We should do that.
We should.
We should totally do that. So, like after like 3 or 4 tea times, just be absolutely shit faced and let it fly. Let's see where we end up.
It'll be like a #1 podcast.
Well, how long have we been talking? It feels like we've been talking for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I think we've been going for quite some time.
All right, well, let's call it a night. How about that? That was great. I don't know what I'm going to call this podcast. I don't know anything, but
great podcast,
phenomenal podcast. By the way, you're the only, I think, real competition for Jared to have more listens.
All right. I would like to smash that.
Yeah, Jared is by far leading that race right now.
Yeah.
Like this is a small podcast. So you're talking, on average, we're probably in the 500 to 700 listens, range.
Which is still good with like just yourself. Crazy. Like that's what we say. It's small, but like 700 people. It's like so many people.
I know. I don't understand how people like you start your day on Monday or Thursday with me.
Yeah. It's like you must hate yourself.
I think there's got to be a better podcast out there you could listen to. Podwoman thinks there is. So
yeah, Podwoman definitely thinks there is.
All right. Well, listen, I'm looking forward to seeing you Friday.
Yes,
we're gonna have some newbies in the house.
Yes, some newbies. My college friends. I haven't seen them in like month, like long time. So they're gonna get after it. So it's gonna be fantastic.
Fantastic. Make sure your table is reserved as always.
Yes, I always reserve a table.
Yes, always. Anyway, thanks for coming on, man. We do this again sometime.
Of course, anytime you want, pal.
Thanks, Mark. You got anything else?
No. This is just off podcast.
Off podcast. Okay.
Let
me stop recording. Thanks, guys, for listening. Whatever. I don't have anything else to announce. So until I'll enjoy your week, guys. This comes out Monday. So enjoy. I'll see you guys Thursday. Thank you so much for listening to the Sorry We're Closed podcast. Go subscribe to our email chain over at thepatlight.com and follow us on all social media. Until next time, guys, I'll see you at the bar.
Sorry, we're closed.